Hi, garden friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Era, and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A, where I do gardening-related videos. It is the first day of November. I'm at Lowe's checking out their plant inventory. Let's get started. All right, guys, the red bows are out, which means that it's time to think about Christmas, I guess, even it is the first day of November. Now, these guys here are the Steed's Holly. Steed's Holly, I never usually see these at the store, but I'm happy to see them. These guys here are a foundation hedge for $29.98 because of the fancier container, right? These guys here are full sun and hardy from zone 6 and grow 6 to 8 feet tall by 4 to 6 feet wide. They also have some dwarf Alberta spruce, which I actually like. Now, these guys here are going to be $17.98 because they're in a smaller, fancier pot, right? These are a full sun plant, and I like these because of the conical shape. And, if you're into Christmas and you want to flank your door or flank your garage and put some lights around it, this is what I usually see people do. Now, this guy here is hardy from zones 4 and grows 3 to 4 feet high by 3 to 4 feet wide. And again, different types. So this one says Merry Christmas. This one just looks like gift wrap. And then this one here just has a regular old red plastic, which is why it's only going to be $12.98. Even more bows, guys. This one is the Emerald Green Arborvitae, a full sun plant, and these are going to be $29.98. They also got Leyland Cypress. Now, Leyland Cypress goes pretty fast, guys, and I've seen them get knocked down in storms a lot in my neighborhood. So I definitely don't have any Leyland Cypress, but they definitely are a fast-growing plant if you're looking for a hedge. But they grow really, really big. They're great for screening. This guy here grows 50 feet tall, hardy from zones 6. And again, they also have the bows, which means you're going to be paying a little bit more. This is $24.98. These guys here in a regular plastic pot, but again, still gives you that Christmas feeling. They have some even bigger dwarf Alberta spruces. These guys are going to be $40 pretty much, guys. $39.98. And again, in the red pot with the red bow. So here we have Alberta spruce, even more of the Steed's Hollies right here. And then they actually have a smaller version of the Emerald Green Arborvitae. This one is only $12.98 because it's in a smaller pot, guys. Again, if you're looking for something that you want to put lights on or whatever you want to do with these for Christmas, they are all here at Lowe's. All right, guys, so I'm inside now, and they have a couple of cool weather annuals. Here we have some Dusty Miller. These guys here, they look to be in a 12-pack, and these are going to be $13.98. These are great for fall and winter containers. They do like the cold or the cooler weather, and they have this really nice silvery look that goes really, really great with bright colors. So this is really something I buy every year. Even though it doesn't come back, it really is a nice addition to the cool weather planters. They also brought in some new snapdragons, another annual that likes the cooler weather. Last time I was here, they only had these pinks right there. But now they have all these yellows. Again, another 12-pack for $13.98. Now, snapdragons won't come back, but they do reseed. So you might see it show up in another part of your yard that you didn't plant it. Really, really like these because they just look really, really nice, and they have all types of colors. A staple you're going to see as it gets cooler, but even as it gets colder, is the cyclamen. These guys here, they have this red one right here. These are going to be $12.98. And unlike the Snapdragon and the Dusty Miller, this guy's going to take part sun, right? This guy, they only have 6 of these anyway in this pack for $12.98, and they look really, really nice because they have this really nice deep foliage, and this beautiful red. Now they come in all kinds of colors, and I do see some other colors on the other side of the table, but these are looking really, really nice. Again, another annual you're gonna see when it gets nice and cold. Next up, they still have some beautiful pansies, guys. You know I'm a big fan because they have all the colors you can think of, and also because they're really, really cheery, and nothing beats them when it gets nice and cool. I love pansies. I buy them every year because they have all these yellow and purple, blue, white, yellow and purple, blue and white, yellow and white. And they look really, really nice. Now here they're in a full barrel container surrounded by Lysimachia, also known as creeping jennies. What I like about this is that they are cherry and they are hardy. Now, even though violas are hardier than pansies, I like pansies because their faces are a little bit more pronounced. They have this really, cute little face here, and they can take the cold too, but not as much as the viola. Now, what I like about these is that even in the snow, you can see them poking out their heads. They definitely can take it. Now, mine will do well up until May. They don't like the heat. So once May comes around, they will start looking leggy and they'll start looking tired, but they can actually stay in my yard all the way. Now, here we are, the first day of November. They can stay in the ground all the way until May, and then once they start looking kind of ratty and they start looking kind of leggy, I pull them out. But I really, really do like them. I buy them every single year. Here they have some more cyclamens, but this time they have a mix. So here we have a red and white. This one is going to be in a different type of container, and this one is going to be $12.98. Looks really, really nice, and it starts giving you that Christmassy look, that red and white. So they have all this here, and they have a smaller container here. This one is from Monrovia. This one is going to cost you $6.48, and this is going to only be white, right? Only white. And then Monrovia has a smaller version again that's only red. Really nice and cherry, something to look forward to in the cold season, guys. I've shown you these guys before, but these are the pigeon red kale, and then they have the pigeon white kale. Really, really great. Just like the pansies, these guys can do well for me all the way down until Christmas and even into January. Now, sometimes the edges of the leaves turn a little bit yellow and I kind of pull it out early. I probably won't have it stay all the way until May, but it is a beauty, guys, because what happens is that as it gets colder, this gets a little bit more red. Here it just looks like a tinge of red and burgundy. It's going to turn into this really nice red later on in the season. They have the red one here, and they have the white one right here. This one is the pigeon white kale. These guys are going to be $5.98. They won't come back. They're an annual, but it definitely, again, another thing to look forward to when the weather gets cold. All right, guys, so they have the annual mums as well. These are the ones that definitely will not come back. And these ones here are in the faux barrel-like container. This is going to be $22.98, and the tag says that this guy likes temperatures above 55. Now here we are, it's actually 45 right now. Now these are just not going to make it through the cold, unlike the mums that are hardy, that if you put them in the ground and they are protected in the winter, they definitely will come back, especially for me. But these, I cannot deny the fact that they are quite pretty. Another beauty that they have here is the flowering calancho, guys. Now this guy here is going to be $12.98. Again, this is one that's forced, and this one here says, I am a great color accent. I have vibrant, long-lasting flowers and thick green leaves. And I know that it's one of the ones that really can't take too much cold because it says that it's like temperatures above 50 degrees. I love these. I actually have them in my fall container. I believe I had bought those that I have from Walmart. And I have the red and the yellow. And here I usually see the red and yellow. Every store I go, even I see the calancho, it's always either the red or the yellow. All right, guys, so my Lowe's is, as usual, fully stocked when it comes to the shrubs. Now, fall is the perfect time to plant. And for me, especially in Zone 8A, our ground doesn't freeze, so I plant year-round, right? We might get a little crust here or there, but nothing that will stop me from digging that hole with that that shovel, right? But as usual, they have it. Now, I'm not going to go through each and every one because you've pretty much seen them all before. Um, but they have the usual suspects. You know, they have roses, gardenias, mahonias, loropetalum, nandina. They have all types of conifers and junipers as well. They have hollies, azaleas. They even have Indian hawthorn. They have all types of plants here for you to plant in the garden before your ground freezes, guys. All right, guys. So usually I would do a separate video for clearance plants, but there's not a lot today. So I just want to add it to this video to be a little bit more efficient. Now, first up, they have these crepe myrtles. These are the Twilight Magic from the first editions. I'm a big fan of crepe myrtles. And these guys here, they're going to grow somewhere between 12 to 14 feet by 6 to 8 feet. Obviously, if a plant is happy and you don't prune it, it can get taller than that. But what I like about crepe myrtles is that these are one of the plants that's not going to complain to you about it being too hot. They thrive on the heat and they have this beautiful color. Not only do they have this really, really nice deep dark foliage, they have this beautiful pinky reddy fuchsia flower. So they have 6 of those. Then now they're not looking the greatest, but the thing about these is that they can be pruned to rejuvenate and come back really, really nice next year. They also have some flowering trees and some shade trees. Now, it looks like they have some rough-looking white dogwood, guys. These guys are $41.98, which means they're going to be half off. They have the white one. They have the pink one, the pink flowering dogwood right here, again, half off. They have the Eastern redbud right here. No space for these in my yard, guys, but I can't deny the fact that these are quite beautiful. They've got some little gem magnolia. I remember a time when I really wanted a magnolia in my yard. This little gem here blooms in the summer. It's usually $73, which means it'll be half off. But this guy gets big, guys. And this is the little gem. So imagine how much the regular one is. This one grows 20 feet by 10 feet wide. Now, they don't look terrible, but again, these guys here do really, really well in the south. And they have these beautiful white blooms. They have, looks like they're going to have 3 of them right here at my Lowe's. Now, these guys here, they're in the south. They like the sun. I don't know if they actually lose their leaves or not. I don't think they do, but I'm not really sure. But these guys, they take 3 to 6 hours of morning sun. They've got some red maples here. These guys here are $32.98, which means it'll be half off. They have quite a few of those, actually. And then, what else do they have? They have a Shumard oak, or Shumard oak, I can never pronounce that. And that guy's $54, which means it will be half off. But it all depends on if you have space for these guys, because even in the container, you can see how tall they are. They definitely will get bigger in your yard. And I definitely do not have space for any trees right now. They've got some touch of gold hollies. I like these because they end up being an extra yellow, you know. Doesn't look like it right now, but again, it's a clearance plant. It's expected. If this plant is taken care of when you get home, then it will come back to its glory. This guy is usually $21.98, but it will be half off here at Lowe's. This guy requires full sun. They've got some red diamond mid-sized loropetalum, guys. I love these because they have these nice purple foliage and they bloom these really nice pinky red flowers. These guys are going to be $24.98, guys, which means it will be half off here at Lowe's. These ones here like full sun to part shade, and they can grow up to 6 feet tall by 6 feet wide. Right next to that, they have some Paul's Gold Camiociferous. Now, I have this in my yard, and it's doing really, really well. Really, really well. This guy here is usually $24.98, which means it'll be half off. Now, this particular one here, looks like they only have one of this. It's looking kind of rough, and I definitely would not buy conifers or arborvitaes when they're in clearance because they're already a very finicky plant for me, and they already don't take too kindly to too much moving, and they're water hogs and all that good stuff. So I don't really buy arborvitae on clearance. If I get it on clearance, it will be not a real clearance. It will be where I spoke to my garden person, I got it on clearance, but I definitely wouldn't buy these guys on clearance because they're just too finicky, and if they're already damaged before you buy them, it's going to be a lot of work for you to try to bring them back to their glory. But I have one in my yard. It does really, really well, likes the full sun, and grows up to 5 feet tall. I remember when these mum containers came in, and they were looking really, really nice. But as per usual, they end up on the clearance rack. They are really, really nice, but they end up on the clearance rack because after a while, people are not going to buy them. And I think sometimes, from what I've heard and what I've read, a lot of people have moved away from using a lot of mums and using other things for the fall. But I can't deny the fact that this guy here was pretty when it first came into the store. Now, these guys here were usually, what do they cost? This was usually $59, yeah, because of that container, that full barrel container. And then they made it for you. So then you have to pay for the fact that they made it for you. But again, as per usual, it ends up on the clearance rack. Otherwise, guys, they have a lot of annuals on clearance. Now, nobody's going to be really buying annuals right now because, one, the pollinators are gone. Now, this is one of the top pollinator plants for me. This is a penta, which I love, right? And I actually just pulled out my pentas last week. But nobody's really going to buy these. So these are going to end up in the trash. But in any case, they are here on clearance. They have the white and they have the pink, right? And around the corner, they have some lyrope. These guys here are the silvery sunproof lyrope, and these guys here are $7.98, which means it end up going to be $4. Now, I have lyrope in my yard. I have the ones that are chartreuse, and they do really, really great. They have this really nice purple blooms, looks like grape. But the one that I have is Mascari ones, and they just do absolutely amazing in my yard. Now, some look great and some don't, but it's definitely a plant that is very versatile. Lyrope can take shade, part sun, and full sun, and they will bloom in any condition. Like I said, guys, not a lot on clearance today, but I'm not surprised. Maybe once the Christmas trees start coming in and they have to clear with a lot of stuff, you'll get more stuff on clearance. But other than that, it's really a bunch of mums here on clearance, guys. All right, guys, that is pretty much it for me here on the first day of November. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know how it's been going with your clearance shopping, your shrub shopping, your fall planting, and everything in between. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted on all my new videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.